I want to explain something that most overseas factories never learn. And it's the reason you keep losing deals you should win. It's not about your product. Your product is excellent. It's not about your price. Your price is competitive. It's about how trust actually works in North America. Because the way trust is built here is completely different with how it works in Asia, Europe, or anywhere else globally. And until you understand this, you will be spending money on trade shows, reps, and marketing agencies along with LinkedIn campaigns and wondering why nothing works. So let me break this down for you. When a North American decision maker is looking for a packaging supplier, I'm talking about the real decision makers, R&D directors, operations, VP of manufacturing, plant managers, the sustainability managers. They're not thinking who has the cheapest price. They're thinking who can solve my problems without creating new problems. That's the key. Without creating new problems. Because here's what's going through their minds. If I bring in an overseas supplier and something goes wrong, quality issues, communication breakdowns, missed deadlines, that's my reputation on the line. If I have to explain to my boss why I chose a factory in Vietnam over a supplier in Ohio, I better have a damn good reason. If this goes sideways, I'm the one who has to fix it. So they don't buy from the cheapest option. They buy from the option that feels safe. And safe in North America means expertise. Do you actually understand my problem? Not packaging in general, my specific problem. Proof. Have you solved this before? For someone other than me? With results I can verify. Credibility. Is this information coming from a source I trust? Or is this just marketing fluff? Backup. If something goes wrong, who's going to help me fix it? This is why your generic website does not work. Leading manufacturer of flexible packaging tells them and AI nothing. It doesn't demonstrate expertise. It doesn't offer proof. It has no credibility. It provides no backup. It just sounds like every other overseas factory they've already ignored. Now let me show you why everything you're currently doing makes the problem worse. You heard me, worse. Your LinkedIn outreach, it's being done by someone who does not understand packaging. They can't answer technical questions. They can't explain why your MDO PE film runs better than competitors. They don't know what a sustainability manager actually cares about. So when a North American decision maker sees that message, they think this factory can't even communicate properly in the sales process. What happens when I actually have a production problem at 2 a.m.? Trust is destroyed. Another, that trade show booth you constantly pay for every year, you're standing there with samples and a brochure that says the same thing as 200 other booths. A buyer walks by, maybe they stop, maybe they take your card, but they're thinking, how is this different from the last 5 overseas factories I talked to? They all say high quality. They all say competitive price. How do I know this one is real or this one is different? No trust is built. Another, your marketing agency. They're not in the packaging business. They don't understand barrier properties or film structures or FDA compliance or sustainability certifications. They create pretty content that sounds good, but says nothing specific. A buyer reads it and thinks, this is just marketing fluff. Where's the real information? Again, trust is destroyed. But here's the pattern. Every time you put someone in front of North American decision makers who doesn't deeply understand packaging, who cannot speak with authority, who cannot answer the hard questions, you're confirming every fear people have about overseas suppliers. So what's the alternative? This is where the framework comes in. Extract, translate, advocate. That's the framework. Let me explain. Extract. Somewhere inside your factory is something you do better than anybody else. Maybe it's material. Maybe it's a process. Maybe it's a specific application you've perfected. But here's the problem. You don't know it's special. Now, I've sat with general managers who tell me, everyone else does that. And I say, no, they do not. I've been in this industry for 35 years. What you just described is extremely rare. You assume your capabilities are normal because you've been doing them for so long. They're not normal. They're your superpower, and that is the way you get in the door. But that superpower, again, cannot stay buried. It's hidden inside your factory, inside the heads of your engineers, inside processes you have never documented. Now, extraction is the next word, meaning pulling that out, getting specific. Not we make flexible packaging, but we produce MDO PE film structures for pharmaceutical blister packaging. Our proprietary orientation process delivers 40% better puncture resistance than standard BOPP at comparable gauge. We're certified ISO and currently serve GSK and Pfizer across Europe and Asia. See the difference? That is a capability statement that a North American buyer can evaluate and will lean into. That tells them you understand their world. That is something AI can find when somebody searches for exactly that solution. But you can't extract this yourself. You're too close to it. You need someone from outside, someone who knows what questions to ask, who knows what North American buyers and decision makers actually care about, and pull that out of you. Now, translate is the third word. Once we've extracted what makes you special and your company, we have to translate it. I don't mean translating from Vietnamese or Chinese or Mandarin to English. I mean translate from factory language to buyer and decision maker language. You might say we have advanced extrusion capabilities with precise gauge controls. A buyer or decision maker hears that's technical jargon. I don't get it. But if you say your line runs faster with our film because the gauge is consistent across every roll, no more stopping to adjust tension, no more wasted product, now they hear, this solves my problem. Translation also means your capabilities visible to AI. When a buyer and a production manager asks ChatGPT, who makes recyclable high-barrier pouches for frozen pet food, the AI is looking for content that answers that question specifically. If your website says we're a leading manufacturer of flexible packaging, AI has nothing to work with. You remain invisible. But if you have a detailed content about recyclable high-barrier pouches for frozen pet food, specific materials, specific certifications, specific case studies, companies, now AI can find you. Now AI can recommend you. Translation is about taking what you know and putting into language that both buyers, decision makers, and AI systems can understand and trust. Advocate. This is the part most overseas factories miss completely. It's critical. You can have the best capabilities in the world. You can have beautiful content on your website. But if it's coming from you or your rep, North American companies will just be skeptical. Why? Because you're the seller. Because your reps represent you. Of course you say it's great. Everyone says it's great. But decision makers need a trusted third party, not your rep and not your website, not a commercial, an advocate. Someone who has been in this industry for decades, someone who has visited your factory, met your team, seen your equipment, someone who has their own reputation on the line when they recommend you. When I say I work with this factory, I've seen what they can do. When they say they can run 92 bags a minute, I've watched them do it. When they say their film reduces downtime, I've talked to the customers who confirmed it. That carries weight. Because I'm not on your payroll. I'm not your marketing agency. I'm not your sales rep hoping for commission. I'm a packaging professional with 35 years of experience, putting my credibility behind your capabilities. That's what an advocate does. And here's what most overseas factories do not understand. In North America, flows through people, not companies. Buyers and decision makers don't trust your factory. They don't trust your website. They don't trust your brochure. They trust people who've proven themselves trustworthy. When a credible advocate says this factory is legitimate, I've vetted them, here's exactly what they do well and why you should talk with them. That breaks through the wall of skepticism that no amount of marketing, no trade shows can penetrate. But advocacy isn't all that's needed. Because here's what happens without a system. A buyer gets interested. They reach out. They have questions. Who answers? Your sales clerk who doesn't understand packaging? Your rep juggling 50 other projects? Your marketing agency who's never been inside a factory? That opportunity dies and it doesn't come back. The buyer had interest. The decision maker had interest. They had real problems. They wanted to learn more. But they got a generic response or a slow response or no response. Opportunity is lost forever. This is why the specialized packaging marketplace isn't just content and advocacy. It's a system. When a decision maker engages with your content, your information, reads a case study, downloads a guide, watches a video, the system captures their interest. It qualifies them. Are they the decision maker? Do they have a real project? Is it a fit for your capabilities? It educates them, answers their questions, provides more detail, addresses their concerns. And only when they've qualified themselves and are ready, when they understand what you do and why it matters, then the system routes it to you. Not a cold lead or someone wasting your time or some Zoom info lead nonsense. It's a warm, educated, qualified opportunity with a real project that meets your capabilities. Now that is a system. Now it's content that is findable. Because it's built with AI trust signals, that is discoverable. Advocacy that's credible because it comes from someone with 35 years in the industry. A system that captures, qualifies, and routes that information. So you're not chasing leads, your reps aren't chasing leads, you're not handling just mindless quotes, you're closing sales opportunities. And one more thing, everything I've described to you works if you lead with specialized capabilities. This is absolutely critical. The moment you say competitive pricing and we make all types of packaging, you're back in the commodity trap. You're competing with every other factory on price. You're triggering every fear about overseas suppliers. But when you lead with specialized, we solve that specific problem for this specific industry with this specific solution better than anyone else. Now you're not competing on price, you are the only option. Now let me be clear, this does not mean you cannot sell them other types of packaging. We are using your specialized packaging options to get in the door initially. A buyer looking for recyclable high-barrier pouches for frozen pet food doesn't want competitive pricing on flexible packaging. They want someone who has done this before, who understands the application, who can prove that it works. If that's you, price becomes secondary. Because you're not selling commodities, you're selling solutions, and solutions command higher margins, longer relationships, and repeat business that does not disappear after one order. This is how trust is actually built in North America. Expertise, proof, capability, and backup. Delivered through content that AI search can find, validated by an authority and an advocate who has real credibility, captured and qualified by a system that doesn't let opportunities slip through. This is what you need. Not another rep, not another trade show, not another marketing agency. An advocate, a platform, a system. Now this is what we built. If you're interested, please reach out. If you like the video, please like it, please subscribe, and share it with anybody you feel it can help. Thanks.